Hey, everybody. Welcome to Washday Live, where we talk about topics, concerns, and hairstyles that come up during Washday. Today, we're going to be talking about the Rëzo curly cut. So, last week, I had the pleasure and the great delight to get my hair cutting certification, my curly cut certification at the Rëzo Academy in New York City. I spent 2 days learning the Rëzo style curly cuts, and the next day learning how to do a highlight technique for curly hair. And after these 2 days, I received a level one certification. So I am now a level one Rëzo cut certified, okay? Which means that there is room for me to get level two, level three mastery. There's so many things that I'm looking forward to. Today, I'm just excited because I'm actually going to get my hands in some hair. This is the first time that my hands are actually in hair. Well, doing a curly cut, not in hair. My hands are always in hair, doing the curly cut the way that I learned. So, as always, I want to make this a learning experience. And today, I want this video to be for the clients, all right? I know I do a lot of hairstyling education, and hairstylists, if you're on there, feel free to continue watching it. But this particular video, I want to talk to my community, my clients, and future clients, all right? Because there's some things that I realize that you don't really understand, and some things that you need to know when you are going to the salon visits, or just things that you need to know. And the first thing is that you need to get a haircut, okay? And I know a lot of you don't like that word haircut, but the haircut I'm referring to is just having a nice strong shape, a nice strong silhouette in your hair. You have no idea how important that is. And I've been going to salons all across the country and working with different models. Every time I go to a new salon, I see different models, and their hair is sometimes a little bit uneven, or just out of shape. And what I realize is that you need to have a strong shape in order for you to get the result that you're looking for. If you want a nice wash and go, if you want a nice twist out, braid out, if you just want to wear your hair in its natural state, it starts with having a strong shape, okay? Also, I just want to talk about the difference between curly cuts and precision cuts, all right? So I'm already a master hair cutter at precision cuts, meaning that what I would normally do is cut the hair in its wet curly state, but completely stretch it out, or blow dry it and flat iron it, or just blow dry it and cut it in its stretched state. This way I can get a precision cut. All the hair is even, the silhouette is even when it's blown out. And you get the most versatility when you, in my opinion, when you cut the hair in its blown out state. However, what I'm coming to understand is that there are some clients that do not want to straighten their hair. They don't want to blow it out. They have no intention of wearing their hair straight ever, not even 1% of the time. So in this case, you'll definitely want to look into getting a curly cut, which means that I'm going to cut the hair in its natural state, how it naturally falls, which is why my client here today is in her natural state and not stretched out. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a look here at what's going on, and just a little bit of a background. She wants to actually grow her hair out. She wants to achieve length, but I felt that it was super important for us to get the hair evened out and in a nice shape so that it can grow out beautifully, and you don't have to worry about, cutting too much off. Right now, we're just going to maintain as much length as possible while giving her a beautiful shape, which is why I'm so excited about today. Also, after the certification, after the 2 days, we were gifted with some products. The Rëzo Hair Care 3-step system, which has a shampoo, conditioner, and gel. So I'm going to talk a little bit about those products. And that's what I'm going to be using here today from start to finish. This is going to be Rëzo down, okay? Just for you, the client. So what have we learned so far? We learned that the most important thing, obviously, is to proper hair care. But if you really want to enjoy your hair, you have to have a nice, strong shape, a nice, strong silhouette. Okay? So today, like I said, my client, she's growing her hair out, but after taking the class of last week, I realized, oh my goodness, I can make this way cuter. I can clean up the shape much more, and that's what I'm looking forward to doing. But here's a disclaimer. I, as an educator myself, respectfully I'm not going to break down every single section because there is proprietary information. I paid for this level of education. So if you do want to get if you're a hairstylist and you want to learn more details about this haircut, go to rezoacademy.com and sign up and get your certification too, okay? But I'm going to go through the steps and you'll get to see me do this curly cut. So the first thing I want to mention here is that her hair is clean, it's detangled, and it is air dried. Okay, so now I'm able to see how the hair is flowing in its natural state. So that is the foundation of getting this curly cut. The thing is, when you do precision cut and you stretch the hair out, once it gets into its natural state, it might be uneven, right? Because we have so many different curl types and hair textures that once it starts to curl back up and you put the product in there, it won't be falling where it would naturally fall. So we're gonna cut the hair the way that it naturally falls, okay? You were saying something? Okay. Also, if you are, let me know where you're tuning in from. Don't be shy. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. We are streaming on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. All right. So I'll be able to see your comments in all three places. This is the purpose of tuning into the live. So you can we can interact, we can kiki, we can chit chat together. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Clients, I created an exclusive video for you. 10 biggest mistakes that is keeping you from healthy hair. That is a free video, free download. That's available with the link in bio. Also, if you want to come in and get a curly cut or you're ready to experience the ultimate in luxury hair care, you can book an appointment with me. That link is also in the bio. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start sectioning out the hair. And we're not moving the camera at all for this one. We're just going to keep the mystery. Keep the mystery going. All right.
Okay.
I do see a comment. I have a short natural cut. I want more curl. All right. I have a short natural cut. I want more curl. The question is, does your hair naturally curl? All right. Sometimes when you cut your hair, if your hair has a loose curl or sometimes a wave, when you cut your hair, it does get a little curly because it's not carrying as much weight. So you may see more curl when you cut your hair, but it really just depends on your curl type. Hey, Coco Diva, you're in Hempstead. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, and it's important to know. What'd you say?
I said, "Aw."
What's important to also mention is that my client and I, we had a thorough consultation before this haircut. I'm not jumping on this live and just doing something that she has no clue about. We went through another thing that I learned in this class is that it's so important to take before pictures. Just because, okay? So with me, I would take before pictures if I knew I was all going to share an after picture. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm taking before pictures of every client before a haircut. Because what this does is also let them know where they're starting from. Okay, so you have where they're starting from, and we can also document the progress, document the growth. Also, after the haircut, it's a great reference to say this is where you were and this is where you are, because sometimes there might be potentially a little bit of a miscommunication. You could say, "Nah, girl, this is what you came in." This is what you came in with, a little bit of insurance, okay? So we did a thorough consultation, meaning that we talked about face shape, we talked about hair goals, we talked about what products she's using, what her lifestyle is. I showed her some of the old pictures that we took to say, hey, this is where I think that we could clean up a little bit, and this is where we can go. This is what I suggest. And we both agreed. She saw it with her own eyes. She's just like, yeah, I see it. She pointed to it, and that's what we're gonna do today. Okay?
Is there a reason we do not define the curl in a wash and go before going in for a curly cut?
Yes, because that's a great question. Is there a reason we don't do a defined curl before doing a curly cut? And this is what I learned, because I have seen other methods where they cut the hair, they do the whole wash and go style, okay, so that it can really get into its shrunken state, and then they go in and do the haircut there. However, what I learned is that the products also manipulate the hair, so it's still not in its natural state. So what I'm going to do now is cut it in as close to its natural state as possible, and then when I'm done with the cut, I'll do my refining in the wash and go. So I'm going to maintain as much definition as possible. So that's why when you add leave-ins or when you add gels, the hair gets more defined, it might get more shrunken, it's just not in its natural state. So I'm cutting it more closer to its natural state, but I've left room for refining, okay?
It also, right, it would be tricky to see what actually needs to be cut when it's in a defined curl, right?
Excuse me?
It would also be tricky to see what actually needs to be cut in a defined curl, right?
Because
okay.
Some of those curls could be hiding and defined and masked. So right now we get a clearer understanding of
And how do you know if a client says, I just want to cut off what needs to be cut off? How do you know what part needs to be cut off?
Okay, so that's a great question, because that's real. That is real. I can't even cut here to answer this question. I got to use my hands and put my hands on my hip to answer this question. The reason why that is such a real question is because in all the years that I've been doing hair, I hear this all the time, what needs to be cut. Because in the client's mind, what needs to be cut is a little dust at the very end. But for us, what needs to be cut is what's going to put it in its overall healthy shape, a healthy silhouette, which is why you see some videos on social media where people are like putting the hair on this light background, and you see these kind of frayed ends, and then you see like a dark, dense area, and you can visibly see that's what needs to be cut, right? So the trained eye will say, this is what needs to be cut, but the clients say, how do you know what needs to be cut? Because they're looking at this, if you leave it up to the client, they're going to say, take out what I need. When the emphasis need, this is what they're talking about. But when I say need, I'm talking about what's going to put it in a beautiful, healthy shape, okay? So how do you know what you need? We're talking about what is the shape that we agreed upon, and that's what's going to be needed. But the great thing about that is that as it grows out in this healthy state, we don't have to cut as much as it's growing out if growth is your goal, okay? All right, so let's get this thing started. Like, I want to get this thing started. I got to do my little techniques now. I'm not even going to freehand it, y'all. I gotta do what I learned. Okay. Ooh, child, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I stopped talking and everything. Any questions so far coming up for you? Oh, I see a question here on Instagram. Hold on. Or maybe, was that the question you asked me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's it looking? We seeing any action yet? Are we seeing any action yet? Kind of quiet. I'm not used to it.
You're cutting. It has to be quiet.
As I'm going up the head, there's less and less to cut. Ooh, that shape look coming together. You know, I got the angle right here on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. Love it.
What is the difference between, let's say, a Rëzo cut and another curly cutting method,
Say that
styling
again?
method? I guess she wants to know what's the difference between.
The difference between the Rëzo cut is that Rëzo has a proprietary signature techniques that they use when they cut hair, and right away we already saw a key. Wait a minute. When did this get closer to me? This was there the whole time?
No, I moved it there. I moved it to see what you were doing.
Let's get that back. Let's get that back. Let's get that back. They gotta pay. They gotta pay. They gotta pay. They gotta pay. So the Rëzo cut has three signature proprietary moves that are different than other cuts. The first distinction that we learned already is that they cut the hair in its natural state and then style it after and then refine. Okay, so the Rëzo cut has their signature uh, three techniques. I'm not even sure if I can say what those, I'm just going to be respectful because I'm not clear on what to share and what not to share, but that is it. They have a proprietary techniques that they use to cut the hair. And the way in which they cut and style. Okay. All right, so now yes, okay. See, I had a brain fart for just 1 second. What was next? All right, I've got to remember my sectioning because I was just about to do the things I would normally do, but no, I learned how to do it a different way. All right, so we're just gonna get that section going. That's why it's good to, you know, I was a student a week ago. Whew, felt so good to be a student. Oh, just to sit there and just soak it all in. But one thing I did realize that as a student, even when I'm teaching my classes, so now the tables are turned, when I tell students that they need to practice, you really need to practice because I got so much information that's in my head. Look at me, I'm doing the curly cut now for the first time since the class, and I kind of had to jog my memory on what it is that I needed to do. So, just like with anything, mastery is going to come with practice, repetition. Repetition leads to retention. So it's just a good reminder of why I just need to keep doing this over and over. All right. And I still want to do the old thing I was doing before. It's crazy. I don't know. Gotta break these old habits, you know? Let me keep this in my hand. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
And this is the section here that we really want to start filling in because it's really dense and strong from like the root to the mid shaft, and then it starts to taper down towards the end. So instead of cutting it really short, we're going to just start to blend it in. Oh, I see. I was blocking it.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys discuss the shape during the consultation?
Yes, yes, yes. We had a very thorough consultation where we talked about what her hair goals are. Also, I made my suggestions and recommendations of what I thought the strongest shape would be. So we talked at length about it. We looked at old pictures. We looked at inspiration. So yes, we did. The answer is yes.
What shape did you guys?
Excuse me?
What shape did you guys I guess decide on?
What picture?
Shape.
Shape. It's not, and that's what's another thing I was thinking in my mind. I think in geometric, circular, triangle, square. It was more visual. And what I'm learning too with curly cutting is more intuitive. So what was going to be the best shape for how she's intending to grow it out? So I guess if I had to put it into a shape, it would be more triangle. Okay, but the triangle is going to have softer edges, But we looked at an old picture and saw what needed, what it needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I had to say, I would say, graduation this is hairstyling terminology, but graduation is a buildup of weight. So you're going to naturally start to have more of an angular triangle shape, but we don't want that to be a hard triangle shape. So I'm going to soften up those edges a little bit. Yeah, you can see it coming together. So as I'm saying it, I can see it. Yeah. I'm cross-checking here on Instagram. And remember, we're going to do our refining after we shampoo, condition, and we're going to do refining. Also, the styling was done at the shampoo bowl. All right. Now, when I teach my classes, the wash and goes, I do suggest that the hair is heavily saturated, literally soaking wet. Not every salon that I go to, the stylist has access to a bowl where the client can sit there for 20 minutes and get this done because, the other stylists need to be able to use the bowl. But I'm in a situation where I don't share the bowl, so that's one thing I'm gonna do today is that I'm going to do the styling at the shampoo bowl. I've always seen this done on looser textures like wavy and loose curls, but on highly textured, tightly coiled, tight curls, I haven't really seen this done at the shampoo bowl. So I'm really curious how we're going to just max out that definition. But if you don't have access or restriction at the shampoo bowl, it's definitely can be done at your station, at your chair, with a water bottle, lots of water, okay, and lots of towels, because it can get messy. All right, so I'm just going to do these last couple sections, then I'm going to talk a little bit about the product that I'm going to use, and we'll be back with the finished look. I realized that to get the finished look for this, we would have had to jump straight into the wash and go style. But I have to shampoo, condition, and add the products first. All right. But maybe I can do a part 2, come back with it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to come back on some off the cuff, right? This is so we can experiment with our off the cuff series. So if not on Facebook and YouTube, but if you want to come back for a little off the cuff refinement, I'm not going to save that live, but if you just want to see me refine it after the wash and go, or actually watch me diffuse the hair and then refine it, you are welcome to come back, but you'll have to turn on your notifications to know when I am actually live. All right. So, any questions so far? I see it. I'm loving it. Looking good. Awesome. The hardest thing is just getting my hands used to this new technique because I usually cut a certain way, like between my fingers, and now I can kind of gotta adjust myself here to do that. I hope I've done a good job of sharing as much information as possible, without giving away too much of the goodies, you know? I want to be respectful. Yeah, pin dropping. And you know, curly cutting really is more of it's very intuitive, meaning that you have to feel your way around because every curl is different, every head is different, every client is different. And it's like your hands are feeling the difference in density, you know? And I've always been quite an intuitive cutter, and I think this really makes you heavily rely on that. A lot of these techniques I was doing naturally, you know, but now I have an actual name for what I was doing. Can't really see. I gotta use Instagram to see the balance when it comes up. This is the this is the side I'm looking at. How's it looking? I like it. I'm not going to clean it up too much because after we style it, it's going to be a little bit more refined. And we're going to work to let the front fill in a little bit more. And that's going to happen over time. I always get confused on how I'm supposed to hold my hand. This is new. So what I would naturally want to do is okay. Let me just do a quick little check-in here. And I'll talk a little bit about the products I'm going to use and see if you have any questions. After I talk about the products, I'm going to take her right to the shampoo bowl, okay? So turn on your notifications so we can get this off the cup thing happening. Any questions so far?
Nope. We get a curly cut in the comments. Hashtag curly cut in the comments. Come on, guys.
Yes, I'm in awe right now. I've executed my first curly cut, full curly cut. And now I'm excited to just get into the refining. Because the thing, let me tell you, if you're a precision cutter, the hardest thing to get used to is not seeing everything perfectly straight. Because what happens is every time you go through it and you put your hands through it, the hair is going to be playing tricks on you. Some pieces will seem long, some pieces will seem short. So we're just going to leave it alone. And I'm going to take her to the shampoo bowl, okay?
Yes.
So,
hashtag curly cut.
Is that what we're getting?
Yes, come on. Hashtag curly cut.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. It looks good. Because, you know, sometimes when you're in the picture, you don't see the picture. That's why I like looking on Instagram here on the screen, because you get to see. All right. So if I keep going like this and cutting, going like this, it's going to just keep, it is going to keep looking like it's uneven. All right. And as a precision cutter, like a trained master precision cutter, I'm talking like Vidal Sassoon trained, Bumble and Bumble trained, you're going to want to keep going in there. All right. But you cannot do that with curly hair. It will never be perfect. So what you want to just check for is balance. And based on what I see in this photo, in this video, I see that we have a good amount of balance. And I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone, and I'm going to go and refine it, okay? And the products. So not only am I, thanks, Kiara. So not only am I doing that curly cut for the first time, I'm going to be following it up with the Rëzo hair care system, which is a 3-part system. I am not an affiliate. I have to let you know, I'm not receiving any commissions, but I just want to share with you, what I'm actually doing, the real deal, what I'm using. So the step number 1 is the Curl Manifest shampoo. It's a ultra hydration infused with black tea. All right. Infused with an exotic mixture of black tea and rugosa flower extract. Shampoo is able to effectively cleanse and moisturize and nourish your hair while leaving it shiny and strong and ultra hydrated. So what I will say about this hydrating and moisturizing shampoo, one extra step that I learned there is that clarifying shampoos are very important. And I know as naturalistas and curly girls, we've been getting mixed signals and mixed messages about clarifying. Even before this class, I was a big proponent of clarifying, but it should definitely not be with every single shampoo. I think at least once a month, starting with a clarifying shampoo is going to help you to really cleanse your hair, cleanse your scalp, and remove any buildup, minerals, chemicals, debris that may be on your hair. Okay, so every once in a while, you got to add a clarifying shampoo. After you do the clarifying shampoo, then you'll go in with your moisturizing or your hydrating shampoo. So that's what I'm going to do here today. All right. So the second step after the Curl Manifest shampoo would be the Curl Manifest conditioner. It's also ultra hydrating. The same ingredients that are in the shampoo are in the conditioner. I did cheat. I used it on someone else earlier this week, which is why the pump is already, you notice on the other two, the pump wasn't up yet. This has clearly already been used. I loved it. It had a lot of slip. What does slip mean? That means I'm able to comb easily. I'm able to run my fingers through it easily. And that's what us curly girls need. We need that slip. Okay. I will say the smell is it if you're into fruity florals, even though it says it has this rosa regata flower in there, that is not the prominent smell. When you smell it, it has more of an antiseptic type of fragrance. So just to let you know, if you like wish you were here to open it and smell it, it's not one of those fruity, rosy, skip in the park kind of fragrances. But it does what it's supposed to do. Okay, so far, that was my experience with it. And I'm going to detangle with that conditioner. And the last step, part 3, is the Curl Manifest Gel. This is also ultra hydration. It's moisturizing nonstick formula. It's ideal for keeping your curls hydrated, nourished, and frizz-free. Our Curl Manifest Gel defines your curls and leaves them smooth, soft, and beautiful with maximum hold while flake-free. Our advanced formula comes with UV and thermal protection. Because I get that question a lot about the thermal protection, right? We use a thermal protectant for blow drying. We use a thermal protectant for flat iron, curling iron. But I got this question and it stumped me in one of my classes. Like, do you need a thermal protectant for diffusing? Do you need a thermal protectant when you're sitting under a hooded dryer? Or, so I had to do some research. So it's good to know that this gel is offering thermal protection. I've never used this gel before, but in the class, they did a demonstration at the shampoo bowl, which included the gel followed by some mousse. But I do have some mousse here that I'm going to experiment with, but it's not a Rëzo mousse. It's actually the Orbe Curl Shaping Mousse. So I'm going to experiment with the gel followed by a mousse just because that's what I saw, but I don't have the product that they used in the class, which was, I don't remember. I think it was like a L'Oreal mousse or something. Was it a L'Oreal mousse? If you were in the class, please type it in the comments. So step 3. So step 1, shampoo. Step 2, condition. Step 3, we add the gel. So no leave-in conditioner. You know I'm a big proponent of prepping the hair with a leave-in conditioner. I'm not using any leave-in conditioner. Just the gel and maybe a little bit of curl shaping mousse if they get along. Okay? So we'll be back with, if I'm gonna just, I know there's a time delay, so if you have any questions before I'm about to log off, take us to the bowl. We need to see the full experience. All right, so what I'm gonna do, okay. Curly cut, curly cut, curly cut. It's really bringing out her face frame. It's just right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do off the cuff. We're gonna do off the cuff, and I will take you to the shampoo bowl, but I'm not going to save that recording because it's gonna be janky. It's not, I don't have professional angles set up at the shampoo bowl. Not yet. All right. So I'm gonna take you to the bowl, turn on your notifications. Let's try to get a decent camera setup. So, but it's not going to be on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're watching there, come on over to Instagram, turn on your notifications. Once the camera's set up, we're going to go live. But let me give you a 360. I'm acting like I'm home. I'm scratching my head and doing all that. All right.
I put the banner up. Let them know. I put the banner up.
Which one? Oh. Yes, girl. Thank you.
I was trying to put the before picture up too. That's why I sent it.
Oh, but you know what? In StreamYard.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Only videos in StreamYard. If we do this ahead of time, we can do Google Slides. We'd have to put them in a Google Slide, save it as a PDF, and then we'll be able to present it. Yeah, I tried it when I was went apple picking, and I did that live on the go. Yes. So if you are interested in being my client, if you're tired of struggling at home and you want to come in and get the ultimate in luxury hair care, I am here for you. I'm here to take care of you. Yeah, and I'm being very overt and open about it. The link is in my bio, or you can take a screenshot of that right there. What about the other link? While we're sharing links, might as well go ahead and share the other link.
This one?
The 10 biggest?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I have a gift for you.
We love gifts.
We love gifts. The 10 biggest mistakes that's keeping you from healthy hair. I've seen my clients make this mistake over and over and over and over and over. And you know what? Instead of repeating it over and over and over and over, I put it in video form so I can talk to you. Anytime you need to hear my voice, you just pop on this video. It is a free video, free download. You can get it right in your inbox, okay? And both of those links are in my bio over on Instagram. But if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, go ahead and take a screenshot of that. Also, StaceySiswan.com for all things Stacey Siswan. I would love for you to be in my community. All right, so we'll see you in a few minutes. Turn on your notifications. Thanks for watching. Ciao, Bella.
Where are you located?
What?
Where are you located?
I am located
Long Island.
Long Island, New York, Nassau County. So I hear people flying out for stuff. So I don't know where you're at. I'm seeing on Instagram people flying from Virginia to Florida, Cali. So hey, if you want to fly out, I'm in Nassau County, New York. If you're local, I would love to see you. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. See you soon. Off the cuff. Let's go.